Royal BC Museum is passionate about sharing BC's history, but not just with the millions of visitors who walk through their doors or explore their website each year. It also welcomes anyone who wants to research a particular subject. And that is the subject of tonight's story.
Well, you know, one of the really delightful things about this is that she turns buildings around so you can see the front of them. The legislature is right there, and we're looking at the front of it, although, of course, it would normally be the back of it.
Nick Russell is introducing me to a subject dear to his heart, a painting of Victoria from 1895, safely stored in the BC Archives basement.
And I was blown away by the size and the competence, just brilliant painting. So then I asked the question, who was Annie Ross, and nobody knew.
And that got Nick's inquisitive juices flowing.
Started right here with the archives and the death certificate, which they've got.
Nick learned that Annie Ross was born in England in 1837 and married at 21.
To an architect, life must have seemed very promising for her at that point. And then he's killed in a train accident. And she's left with 4 children and no means of support.
She did remarry, eventually landing in Victoria, where she began painting.
So each morning she must have got up, got on the streetcar with the painting gear in her bag, and then gone as far as she could, walked around, sketched the houses, then got back on the streetcar, back to the dining table where she would have had this big picture laid out for months on end, and added meticulously each of the little houses.
Compared to other bird's eye views of the time?
Because the printed ones are sort of generic, house, 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 house. For her, each house is a little miniature portrait.
Annie sold the painting to the BC government when the legislature opened in 1898.
So it was one of the original decorations for the new building.
Annie Ross died in 1923 at age 86. There's no pictures of her, but her bird's eye view lives on.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, celebrating 130 years.